just to basically say it. Hi, welcome to Blue Minds Think Alike. I'm Yasmin. That's Wade, and that's Dani. Anyway, what are we talking about, Wade? Because you came up with this topic. And also, we can just say now we have a Dani with us. There we go.
Yeah.
There's two of us now, and only one of us will survive.
So the actual point of the episode, Wade was going to talk about what the actual episode was going to be.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to take about 20 minutes to get that background in, and it was worth every second. But when and where, I'm sorry. You said it, and I had to. But no. What?
Okay.
I had to process that. Wait, I expect it.
I'm sorry. But the point of the episode is with Multiverse of Madness. Be quiet, Dani. Actually, can you mute Dani for a few seconds, please?
I got you, fam. I got you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you understand. But you understand. I need to at least get through the intro first. Multiverse of Madness. Whatever you think about it, Love and Thunder, all the Disney Plus shows, plus everything that just got announced at Comic-Con. There is so much shit happening. We know a lot of movies up to, I think, the end of Phase 6.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about that, our theories, our hopes. We're diving in the deep end. Okay, so, Dani, you can unmute yourself, Dani.
Oh, God.
Cool. I was just doing some sign language there, so someone's gonna understand what I was saying.
Was it fuck Multiverse of Madness?
You're gonna make me learn sign language just so I can tell if I need to like cut that part out.
I just recognized Yasmin's mug.
Wait, what's it say? I didn't see it.
It's Doctor Strange's mug.
Okay.
It was the last one in HMV, so of course I fucking had it.
Nice.
They now don't have it in stock at all.
That is such a cheesy fucking pun. Jesus fucking.
Oh, for
Christ.
cat's sake.
That's
for
pretty rich
Fox.
coming from you.
Hey man, listen.
Is it oh for fuck's sake?
Yeah, oh for fuck's sake.
Just a weird, like,
For fuck's sake, as in for fuck's sake.
Oh, I know. I get the pun, but you know me. I despise puns in any form.
Hey,
That's
wait,
like a
Want
crime.
to hear a pizza joke?
I will kill you.
Never mind.
But
It's too cheesy.
also, this kind of definitely says that I am kind of Doctor Strange.
I mean,
Right.
you've got the necklace too. So.
I've got the Eye of Agamotto.
I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt. I feel like I'm about to sound like a hypocrite. but at
I'm
the
wearing
same
like a
time-
Chris Evans
I'm
sweater
wearing
right
a
now.
Nightmare Before Christmas shirt, Dani. It's fine. And I'm wearing a panda hat.
I know, but it's the Force Awakens shirt, not like any of the
I got
original
this.
movies. And
Mm.
I'm very critical over a lot of things. But anyway.
So shall we go through Marvel?
Yes.
Because we are evaluating what's happened at Comic-Con 2-3 weeks late.
Yeah.
We're late to
didn't
the
see
party as fucking usual.
Well, it's a party. We're sorry. It's been chaos.
We're not sorry, let's be honest. We're Blue Minds. We do what we do.
Yeah.
I didn't watch anything.
We're
from
sorry,
Comic-Con.
but we're not going to change anything. How about that?
Hail Satan.
Perfect.
Right.
I mean, heck, Satan might exist in the MCU now. We're not sure yet.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're gonna bring Satan or what's his face?
Mephisto.
Mephisto, it has to be a Ghost Rider movie. They can't do. They can't.
Actually,
bring
I
Mephisto.
actually heard.
I hope so.
I don't think it was announced at Comic-Con, but I actually heard they're doing another Ghost Rider film.
I hope so.
There's rumors
that
of
was a
it.
good
That
movie.
scares me
Yeah.
so much.
They've got to get it
well,
right if they're gonna
I'll say-
do it, because I feel like a lot of like, even though with Marvel at the moment there is a bit of fatigue with people because some people are fed up of seeing quite a lot of these things.
Yeah.
Dani can which I did, to be honest, I did get a bit fatigued for a little bit. And like I was just like, I don't want to see the same kind of thing anymore. And even with like, I only saw Multiverse of Madness once, and I do like the movie, but I've began to see kind of why people are dumping on it a little bit as well.
I
Because
agree.
it's kind of dependent on the cameos as well. Danny's just Danny. Say what you have to say, bro.
Please don't scream though. I would like to be able to hear after this.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna scream.
I'm gonna mute myself for the sake
Hold
of
on, I
Danny
gotta-
having a rant.
I'm fucking doing something real quick. So I don't know. I didn't like it. It's no surprise to anyone that I did not like this fucking movie. It was just so disappointing considering who they got as a director. Like he's one of the most influential horror filmmakers of all time. Like so much of the Evil Dead franchise is in a lot of not just horror movies but movies in general. Like you watch like an Edgar Wright movie and everyone talks about the camera pans and the quick cuts and all that, but Raimi sort of stylized and popularized that. And then you look at popular video games like the Doom games, and those games were influenced a lot by Sam Raimi. It's just he was so influential in what he did, and to waste him in such a fucking mid-tier movie like this. And then like a month prior, Everything Everywhere All at Once came out, which was a legit Multiverse of Madness. To go into this, which was titled as Multiverse of Madness, which was advertised as a fucking horror movie, only to have it just be, yeah, we're going to set up the next 10, 15, 20 fucking years with all these godforsaken cameos. Oh, we're also going to connect that Fox X-Men franchise with Patrick Stewart coming in. That's so lazy to me. That's just so fucking lazy to me. And I can't, I don't know. Just after that movie, I was just like, I'm done with Marvel. I don't give a fuck anymore. Marvel died for me with Endgame.
I feel like that movie was not about Strange. And even though Wanda got her moments of brutality, which was fucking beautiful and well done, like
it must be Martin Scorsese today.
There are problems with Wanda's story. I get that. And like how she became who she became. But she got her moments. Strange got his, but the thing is, it's also his movie, and it's just like there wasn't much of a spotlight on Strange. They just asked him, "Are you happy?"
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Mid. That's what I call it.
Well, apparently, I can't remember his name. Who's the director of the first Doctor Strange?
Scott Derrickson.
Okay,
which, by
that's
the way,
what I thought.
Who's also a horror movie director.
By the way, sorry, I just want to get this out there.
Yeah.
The Black Phone, same director. Black Phone, fucking fantastic.
Haven't seen it.
Looks
I haven't seen it either.
amazing.
It's great.
Yeah.
I want to see the Black Phone, even
So-
though like I'm scared of everything.
Yeah. But
Ethan Hawke's having a good year with that as well.
Wait, what do you say?
But no, I want to say it was Scott Derrickson. He apparently was originally going to come back for Doctor Strange for Multiverse of Madness.
He was at 2019's panel.
Yeah, and for reasons I can't remember that he left and they brought on Sam Raimi. Apparently,
Creative terms.
yeah. Well, so apparently, like the concept he'd had for Multiverse of Madness was not going to be Wanda turning evil. I think it was supposed to be
I can tell you exactly. I know.
Well, it was supposed to be basically I think it was supposed to still have America Chavez in it.
It was supposed to still have America Chavez in it, but the villain was supposed to be Nightmare.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Nightmare, but from what I heard, Nightmare wasn't gonna be like the master. Like the main villain of the film was Nightmare, but Nightmare was gonna be working for someone or something else. I can't remember who though.
I didn't hear that bit. But I
Sorry.
know that there were creative differences because I know Kevin wanted Scarlet Witch as the villain, and then
So it is
Scott
Kevin
wanted
Feige.
Nightmare.
Or is this fucking Kevin Feige? Sorry, go ahead.
I think the MCU has a problem where all of the new movies, all the new shows, everything is just, for me, I feel like trying to get to the next thing. Like, I feel like I think
A
they need
lo-
to get like a more indie approach on some of the movies because right now it feels
A
very.
lot of them are.
It
That-
feels like that
That's how
right
they.
now.
That's how they started out. That's how
That-
they started out.
I know
That's-
that's what I'm saying. I miss like the low budget, more practical effects. All
Exactly.
the CGI.
That's why-
I'm
it
agreeing with
doesn't
you.
work.
Well,
I'm
it's not necessarily the CGI thing that makes it. It's that like they're bringing in so many new heroes, which is fine. Like the Disney Plus shows have, for the most part, been fantastic.
Moon Knight was great. I need to watch the rest of Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel was. It was
The
a breath of.
The ending of Miss, I didn't like the way Miss Marvel ended
I didn't
because like
either.
the main villain died.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yasmin, remove your headphones. Yasmin, remove your headphones. So the main villain of Miss Marvel died in episode 5, and they had Damage Control be the villain in episode 6. That's so dumb.
I
Like,
get what they were trying to do with that. They're trying to set it up because Damage Control is like a villain for Miss Marvel, but
I mean, I
don't
get that, but like, then
they-
have Damage Control be the only, or at least be the main villain.
I'm
throughout
gonna be
the ent-
honest. I skipped episode 4. I just
So-
went ahead to 5
So they
because
did
I
what they
was
did
bored.
with Luke Cage, where
Yep.
like Yasmin.
Yep.
I heard everything. I don't
Never
care.
fucking-
Okay,
So
so
like where like they killed off like Mahershala Ali's character. I swear to
That
God,
was
I
like
hope I'm saying
episode
it right.
4, wasn't it? Or
And
3.
then they replaced him with like Diamond. or something. I
Diamondback.
forgot what his name, Diamondback. Yeah, and I'm like, no, he was such a good
Mahershala
villain.
Ali was fantastic, and they'd set him up in those trailers to be the main villain. They never had a bit of Diamondback in there, and then they killed Mahershala Ali's character, and I'm just like, what the? No. Like,
And,
yeah, like,
now-
but
now-
that's the point though, because like they're too focused on bringing the new characters, and like I get it. Like obviously the character sometimes there's only so much character development you can put a guy through, and you have to like have the last film, the thing they're in, be their send off, you know. But
with
like,
with Multiverse of Madness, I don't think the focus was Doctor Strange. I'm not gonna lie.
well, I mean, I agree it wasn't that strange, but that's not, I don't think that was the bad thing. I feel like
I'm not saying it is, and I'm not saying it isn't, but at the same time, with it being his movie, he should have a bit of focus instead of just one question being focused around him. I love how
Yeah.
we've turned this into a rant, and we were supposed to go on about everything.
we will, but like, I mean, you know my thoughts on like Wanda being the villain.
I do know your thoughts, and I felt like Nightmare would have been more logical and using Wanda as a puppet.
Yeah, like if they want Wanda to be the villain, have Wanda like. They can't
Danny, I will get you to rewrite Multiverse of Madness, and we'll get Martin Scorsese to direct it. I promise.
No, God no. I'm,
yeah, like, yeah, and then, well, yeah, because that was my thoughts on it. But like, I hope, like I hope that, regardless of whether or not she's dead, I hope that the the 616 Scarlet Witch, because obviously we know now there's an infinite version of everyone. I hope that the 616 Scarlet Witch is either not dead or will be able to come back,
Yeah,
because
probably.
she deserves a
Redemption arc.
like, regardless of like, I'm fine. Like if she is the type of character who needs to like have a send off, you know, like if there's no more character growth, I can accept that. But it needs to be done in a better way than Multiverse of Madness.
I feel like for the Scarlet Witch movie, they might bring in more of the Young Avengers because like she's one of the main. Her and Doctor Doom are like the main villains for the Young Avengers. So I hope that they bring them in when they give Scarlet Witch like her own movie.
Yeah.
right. So
Even though she had WandaVision, and WandaVision was well done.
One of us was well done, but like, at WandaVision, like, so the way WandaVision ended, she seems to be, I'll say, at peace. Obviously, the wound she's had will never fully heal, but she seemed to be at peace with it. And yes, we did get the scene at the credit scene at the end of her hearing Billing and Tommy while looking through the Darkhold.
Which Darkhold is always a bad idea.
I mean, Dark is always better. Yes, that I can accept. But I don't like how they leapt straight from that
Yeah.
to
agree with
Multiverse
you.
of Madness. Like, I can accept that Wanda could become a
Couldn't they
villain.
have shown it corrupting her?
Yeah, like have some like either redo WandaVision to have her get the Darkhold at the end and like it corrupts her and
Because you never see her pick it up.
Yeah.
well we never see her pick it up, but like it makes like it's believable she would have it, you know? Because she saw it when she went to Agatha's basement. Agatha literally told her about it, like the Darkhold has a chapter on the Scarlet Witch and all that, you know?
But also, Agatha summoned it
Yeah.
into the city.
That's true.
Well,
Which
there's one thing.
Agatha is a fantastic part that should carry on.
Well, they are coming with. That's actually an interesting thing because originally it was going to be called Agatha House of Harkness.
Now it's a Coven of Chaos.
It's Coven of Chaos. I'm interested. Like, I'm hoping that Agatha's thing somehow connects back to the like whatever storyline Wanda left off of. You know.
Mm.
Actually, okay. I just had an idea that I'm gonna be really pissed if this is where they go. So what? So like Wanda, like basically undid at the end of WandaVision, undid her whole thing with Westview. She undid all of it. But the one thing she left was she left Agatha like mind warped as Agnes, the neighbor. I'm wondering if Wanda did die, does that mind thing automatically get dispelled?
Probably. That's
I'm
true.
really hoping. I am
But
so hoping they
also,
don't go that cheap
I
of a way.
will point this out. Agatha has always had more experience than Wanda
That is true.
with magic. So she can find a way out of anything.
I hope that's what they do. Because like even yeah, like you said,
Show
even
how
though
smart Agatha is.
she literally was able to infiltrate Westview and resist Wanda's mind control powers. And and when Wanda became the Scarlet Witch, like fully became Scarlet Witch at the end, she wasn't able to resist this time. But that just means maybe she'll have to like do some. I have like my guess is, and they kind of halfway confirmed this in WandaVision, that like while they're being mind controlled by Wanda, everyone is like sort of still conscious of their own minds. They just aren't in control of themselves, you know? And so like maybe Agatha does some weird mental thing in her brain and is able to break free this time. That I hope that's what they do with House Coven of Chaos.
Dani, are you okay? Dani.
One thing I will agree on is that Scarlet Witch is fucking hot when she's killing people.
That is true.
I mean, I have never been more intimidated, but also slightly turned on seeing someone kill other people. I'm like, okay. Didn't know I was into that, but I'm all right with it.
Yeah.
Going
Also-
back
Doesn't
to
even
what
know
you
it.
said about them like just trying to shove in so many characters, I loved Hawkeye, but I felt like it could have been done a lot better with bringing in Kate Bishop
Kingpin
and Kingpin,
was
both
not
of them.
given the justice he
I
deserved.
didn't finish that show. My friend told me what happened in the end, and I was like, I'm good. You know,
Well,
I'm good.
I feel like they should have reintroduced Kingpin as his
Properly.
own part. Yes,
And not-
instead of just shoving him in and expecting you to know who he was from Daredevil. I don't feel like that was well done.
I'm
Took him out like a bitch.
kind of confused with like what the timeline is or what everything's going on, because in No Way Home we got Matt Murdock as
Yeah, we've got Matt Murdock.
we got, I don't know the actor's name, but we got in No Way Home we got
Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox.
yeah wait, was that the same one?
Yeah,
Charlie Cox, yes.
I think
Always been
Hawkeye
Charlie
takes
Cox.
place
Well, because I know
after.
because I
Sorry.
know there's they announced the Daredevil series with Charlie.
Yeah.
Oh, so the guy that appeared in No Way Home is Charlie Cox.
Yes.
That's him.
Okay, that makes so much more sense now.
He's always been Daredevil.
Yeah,
Well, no, I mean not like the. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes so much more sense now.
They've basically carried him over because he is Matt Murdock.
yeah.
The way he portrayed Matt Murdock was perfect.
I think
Okay.
people would
Like
have
they're
been
gonna,
really
I
that's
probably
good.
think do the same with Kristen Ritter when they've got the time, because Kristen Ritter is Jessica Jones.
John
Yeah.
Bertholt's the Punisher, and you can't change my fucking mind. I've seen
No one
all
can
those
change John
fucking-
Berthol's. No,
I've seen all those
I
fucking
agree.
movies, including the Dolph Lundgren
there's
one.
only one that they could change, and that's Iron Fist.
Iron Fist was so fucking bad. I couldn't get through that show.
Colleen
was
Wing is not so bad. Jessica Henwick did a good job with what she had.
Yeah, I mean, fuck.
I feel
Yeah.
like for the Young Avengers, they just need to focus more on the backstories because Kate's backstory was disappointing. They had like 10 minutes of it. And then America, the same thing. They didn't really explain
America's
anything.
America
backstory,
Chavez.
like, even though it's devastating when you see what you see, I would want more context from her, because like she would want to talk about, oh, my childhood was this, my childhood was that. You would rather have a story there. Go on, Dani. I know, spitball it.
You know what I find funny? America Chavez is the first Hispanic hero in the MCU. One of her powers are hopping borders.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm Mexican, so I can say that, you
Okay, I get that. I get that.
fucking white people, I swear.
I was gonna say something different. I feel like they changed America's entire backstory because I hate to go back to the comics, but
Gotta up the
wait.
counter again.
Go to the comics.
America's old backstory in the comics is that she's from some alien planet with two moms, but they just released a new, like, I think it was 2018, 2019 series about how all of that's not true. Like, all of her memories are fake. She was raised in this like laboratory with her sister, and her moms were just scientists. So they changed her entire backstory. And I feel like by making it real in Multiverse of Madness, I feel like that's kind of like, I wish they went with her comic backstory because I feel like it's better. And it also, she was in more Avengers, like her sister and the villains in that. I don't know. I don't like how her backstory was done.
Alan Moore was right about the comic industry.
I'm interested to see like well on the topic of Young Avengers, I'm interested to see like who like the MCU will have as the Young Avengers, because we have Kate, we have America. Who else do we have that would be a Young Avenger? Well, maybe Spider-Man. Well, I'll
Technically,
no,
Billy and Tommy.
no.
Can I list them off right now? I know it by like heart.
go for it.
Okay. Cassie, Tommy, Eli, Billy, Kate, America, Miss Marvel. There's like a few more Hulklings, like Teddy hasn't been introduced, but I'm pretty sure he'll be introduced in Secret Wars. He's the son of Captain Marvel and super fucking
I don't think he'll be introduced in Secret Wars, because Secret War, if I remember that picture correctly, Secret Wars is the last film in Phase 6.
That's true. Never mind.
Quite a few years away, that.
Yeah.
And also Young Avengers comes before. It's supposed to happen. It's supposed to come up before Secret Wars.
I think that they might.
Isn't it
hint at
rumored at the moment? Is it only rumored?
About for what?
Not Secret War. Young Avengers.
No, I remember I saw there was a picture that was supposed to be released at Comic-Con. They had like a timeline, kind of like how they did that for like phase 3. They did it for phase 3.
I didn't see Young Avengers on that timeline.
I think they might
I?
introduce it in Ant-Man because they're dealing with King and that, and King is the Young Avengers' first like team up and like first villain.
They're supposed to release what is it? Because you mentioned Cassie. Apparently they got a new actress to play Cassie.
Catherine Newton.
I'm mad about
otherwise
that.
known from the film Freaky, where she swapped bodies with Vince Vaughn.
That was such
Good
a good
fucking movie.
That was so
Yeah.
good.
But yeah, apparently she's supposed to don some Ant-Man suit in that film.
I don't know why they're aging up all of the Young Avengers. Like Kate's 22.
It's,
They've
So,
had to
here's
age
the-
up Cassie for a reason.
it's
I
a
get
financial
that.
thing.
Well,
but-
she blipped. She did not
It's,
get blipped.
She didn't
I
get
know,
blipped.
but
She had a-
she is old.
Okay.
She's supposed to be like
so
15, I think, if she's not blipped.
16.
here's
16,
the
and she
thing.
looks old.
So here's the thing about that sort of thing in the film industry is that for the most part, it's easier to work with young adults who sort of look like teenagers than it is to work with actual teenagers because of the union laws and how often they can work with them. Like say I wanted to work with like a fucking 15-year-old, right? Well, I have a certain set of time to work with that 15-year-old before I have to wrap him up so he can do homework or go to school or study or some shit. But if I hire an 18-year-old who sort of looks like a 15-year-old, then I don't have to worry about his
A lot of 20-year-olds are hired to
So-
be high schoolers. Like example
Yeah.
being Joseph Quinn for Stranger Things.
My man's is almost 30.
He's almost 30, yet he was playing a school kid that was held back.
Yeah, it canonically in the show he's like what 21 apparently.
20, around that,
Yeah,
because he's held back.
Held back a lot, but like still that's probably why they're aging them up is because they need to make it easier on production because these are multi-billion-dollar movies that keep getting shit out like left and fucking right. Like, oh, we got to keep fucking pumping the machine and shit. I'm getting too far ahead of myself before this starts turning into a commentary on capitalism. Continue.
Anyway, I am gonna bring up, just because like even though I had a bit of Marvel fatigue, that slightly ended when I saw the Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer.
I cried at that trailer.
I was fucking bawling.
Yeah, like
that was so
music,
emotional.
the speech, the music, all the cinematography. I was like crying like 10 seconds. like,
And
it was
not
so
even
bad.
knowing what the fuck it's about.
It literally,
Except Namor's there.
it's like the Avatar trailer. It shows absolutely fucking nothing.
well,
Just enough.
okay, so you clearly aren't the type of guys to watch breakdown videos, do you?
No.
Bro, look who I have as my background right now.
Well, that was mostly directed at Yasmin.
Mini Dani.
Sorry, I was trying to remember your real name. I could only think of your D&D name. I'm sorry. Yasmin and Dani. I'm sorry.
Cassandra.
I'm sorry.
Dahlia.
Cassandra and Dahlia.
and Dahlia will remember this.
Yes, they will. But
Oh wait, no, she won't.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Continue.
Crap, I forgot where was I going? I completely
Commentary videos
Breakdown
on the
commentary
trailers.
videos.
Yes. So I watched New Rockstars. Their breakdown video of the Wakanda Forever trailer.
I know about New Rockstars.
And something they brought up that actually was kind of interesting that I'm wondering if it is. Because at present there's no one who has the powers of the Black Panther, and we know that the heart-shaped bird has been destroyed.
That's true.
So basically what they were trying to say was like, if like who would be able to be the next Black Panther. In the trailer, Queen Ramona, I think is her name. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Angela Bassett's character.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was screaming how her entire family is gone. Obviously, we know that T'Chaka is died, and
T'Challa.
We don't have the details of how he died, but T'Challa has died. But Shuri is still there. So my guess is that Shuri is fake dead. However, there was a shot that one of the shots I think near the beginning where it shows Shuri kind of like staring off sadly to the side. What they theorized was that was her in the ancestral plane, looking at T'Challa.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
If they do that, I'm gonna be sobbing in the movie.
Well-
I'm gonna need to bring tissues to the
But-
cinema.
Oh
but,
god.
But what they theorized, because there was also the shot of that submarine headed out to the ocean, as well as like part of that naval battle with the Dora Milaje rappelling down the side while the Atlanteans rise up the side of it. And there was a bunch of shots of like the Wakandans and stuff on the boats and everything like that.
Right.
There was a line in the first Black Panther film when Killmonger, at the very end, after he's been stabbed, says, "Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors who jumped from the ships."
I feel like that's a reference to slavery, though.
Oh, it is. But what if the Wakandans have to travel out to the ocean to recover his body so that they can somehow resurrect him as the next Black Panther?
Wade's gonna take this clip in the next episode when this entire prediction is right. Just
Right.
Because and there was a theory that Shuri basically had to go to the ancestral plane to sort of talk to Killmonger and say, "Hey, this is what's happened. We need your help. You're the only one who can help us now." Because if they have the ability to literally bring a person back to life as the Black Panther, there would have to be a good reason that they wouldn't be able to bring T'Challa or T'Chaka.
Mm.
You know?
feel like maybe it would be like that with them having to go get his body, but maybe somehow taking the herb out of his body. Because at the end shot where they show the person in the uniform, it does look like a more feminine form. And also Shuri is Black Panther in the comics.
I agree. It looks like a more feminine form, but the reason I bring it up is because the new Rockstars thing, they said that based on it looking like apparently a more masculine form to them, and also like all the things I said with the stuff at the sea plus the possibility of the ancestral plane, figure they might be trying to bring Killmonger back.
It's a really strong theory.
Yeah, if they do bring that back, that would be awesome. Given that it's with the same people who made the first Black Panther, and given obvious things, I have faith this movie will be amazing. I have faith. There's no way they would pull out all the stops, make this movie perfect.
Was Ryan Coogler is a hard-working director as well.
Yeah.
With like Creed 1 and 2 under his belt.
Creed 2 didn't direct Creed 2, it was someone else.
Oh, he didn't direct it. Sorry,
No,
he was a
the
part
first
of
one.
it though, wasn't he?
He no, I think no, not really. He was doing Black Panther when when Creed 2 was getting announced. Sylvester Stallone came back to screenwrite the movie. Coogler directed Fruitvale Station, Creed, which is his best movie, by the way. And
sorry, I did get that wrong because I don't know. I was under the impression that he directed it.
Yeah.
For some reason.
But yeah. And so I don't know. How but yeah, like it'd be really interesting to see if they bring Killmonger back. That would be interesting.
Yeah. But I feel like
So-
sorry, I'm just gonna say this one last thing, Dani. I'm sorry. But I feel like Black Panther Wakanda Forever is kind of a love letter to Chadwick.
Absolutely.
Everyone's gonna get their full emotional moments out.
Well, I saw like short clip of an interview at Comic-Con with Dani Guerrera and someone else.
I
who
think
wrote
I know the
film.
clip that you're talking about.
And they basically what basically was said was like, given everything with Chadwick and everything, how this film is for him. This film was for Chadwick. They basically said that they never knew what each day was going to be like because, and like everyone, the entire cast, crew, everyone knew it on set that at any moment people could just like need to stop because they start crying, you know?
Yeah.
Like they never knew what
Literally snap, your emotions are gone.
kind of, yeah. Which this might sound terrible. I feel like given the fact that's what the mindset is and like what the feelings are, kind of everything what I said before, that's how you know it's gonna be a good film
Because they're putting
because
everything into
they
it.
will
It's a
literally
lot of dedication.
everything
yeah.
into it, and I feel like the Marvel Studios and Kevin would know that as well and be like, okay, you know what you're trying to do with this film. Or at least with what should be done. Is like, you know what you're trying to do with this film. Basically, whatever you want to do, go for it. You know?
Okay. I'm going to pass on to Danny because he did want to say something.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so this is where I come across as the asshole now.
Oh, no.
All
Oh
right.
god, never a good way to start.
It had to happen eventually.
I felt nothing watching the trailer. I just saw it and I went, "Yeah, it's another Marvel movie."
In my
don't
opinion,
give a
I think
fuck.
it's the best trailer Marvel has ever made.
I just do not give a fuck about any of it. Like, nothing. And this isn't to disrespect Chadwick. I think Chadwick was one of the most hardworking actors ever. Like, this guy did back-to-back action movies that took physical tolls on his body while he was going through fucking chemotherapy. God damn, he did fucking Endgame, which is the biggest movie of all time, while he was undergoing cancer treatment. That's insane to me. So, and like he's a fantastic actor. He's a hard fucking worker. And when he fucking passed, that was like, holy shit. You know,
because like
nobody knew either.
yeah, no one
Yeah.
knew. Like,
yeah, no, knew. It
his
was like,
I think his family knew, and I think so. I think like
Kevin
some
Feige knew.
well, Kevin Feige, and I think some of like the cast and crew knew. I think like a very limited amount of them knew.
right. And like I enjoyed the first Black Panther movie, though now I sadly associate that movie with some pretty bad memories. I won't get into that here. But I just feel nothing towards any of it. The music didn't get to me. None of what I was seeing on screen got to me. It just looked like the same CGI green screen filled Marvel that I've seen before over and over and over again, with a little bit of practical effects here and there. And I just felt empty. It felt so hollow to me. Like this, I get, they're paying tribute to Chadwick, but it feels like an empty tribute to me. It just feels like they're going to use this. Sure, it's going to be emotional, but then this is going to set up the next big thing. Again, it's like with everything that was shown at San Diego Comic-Con, and I'm not just talking about Marvel, I'm talking about fucking everything. I felt nothing towards any of it.
I kind of have to agree with Danny. Like, I'm a huge fan of Marvel. When I first heard about all the announcements, I wasn't that excited. I was kind of, well, first of all, because I feel like they should have released it a little bit later, because the titles and like the logos for everything, I feel like they're giving a lot away in that. But also, I don't know, it kind of felt like nothing to me. I think
it's insane. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, you go ahead. It's okay.
It's insane how much of a fucking monopoly Disney has on the movie industry, especially when it comes to theater slots. Because when Multiverse of Madness came out, that shit took up so many goddamn slots that it put a lot of smaller movies, just took them out of the fucking picture. Because, we got to show Multiverse of Madness over and over and over again so we can make our fucking money. And it's disgusting to me. And then I see this plan for the next 10, 15 years of Marvel movies. Like, I saw fucking Daredevil Born Again, which is such a stupid fucking title. And I was like, they're going to fuck up Daredevil. they're gonna fuck him up so bad. Oh, it's 18 episodes. Yeah, it's still gonna be on motherfucking Disney Plus, which has a history of fucking up their characters towards the end. I mean, look at Loki and WandaVision and Moon Knight and fucking whatever else.
Loki was amazing at the end.
Loki, I forgot about Loki.
Loki was my
after.
least favorite of all of the
But, like,
shows.
But like,
I liked Loki.
and then
I thought it was.
fucking,
Oh, it could have been better. I don't know. Sorry, Danny.
They literally.
and then
We
you
need,
got
we need to come back
shit
to
like-
that.
Sorry, and then like you got She-Hulk coming out, which looks awful. The CGI is still bad, like so
Yeah.
fucking bad. I'm like,
The only thing I
what
feel
the
like I'm gonna
fuck?
like about She-Hulk is the fourth wall breaking.
and then coming out about all the VFX artists who are being crunched to the death to shit out all these projects. What the fuck, you know? And then again, it isn't just Marvel. Like they showed the trailer for John Wick 4, and I'm like, I'm concerned about this. And then all the DC stuff, like I'm looking forward to Shazam and more so than I am Black Adam because
Shazam, I'm
David-
looking forward to.
The
David
trailer
Sand-
looked good.
David Sandberg, I like him as a director. He did Lights Out. He did one of the Annabelle movies, one of the only good Annabelle movies, and I really like the first Shazam. So I have faith in him as a director to do a good movie than I do whatever they're doing with motherfucking Black Adam. But still, like nothing for DC. And then just everything that was shown at fucking Comic-Con was like, this is 2015, 2016 all over again, but more commercialized and more machine-like than it is passion-driven. And I look back at like the original Iron Man movie, which was fucking great. Like there's so much love and care put into that movie. And then I look at Marvel now, and I'm just sitting here going, the love and passion is gone. And now it's just McDonald's. It's manufactured. There's no love for the movies. It's just we got to tell this overarching story so we can make money. You're not allowed to have a creative vision because Kevin Feige hates that shit. And it's like, it's frustrating as fuck when you have one of the most influential and creative horror filmmakers of all time to direct your movie, and you don't let him fucking direct a horror movie with your
Especially
that's supposed to be like creepy-ish and with like dark magic and whatnot, and you don't let him do that.
especially like after because he had because the movie was the last movie he made before that 1917.
Sam Raimi?
Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi didn't do
Sam Raimi-
He didn't-
1917.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, I'm getting confused.
That was Sam Mendes. No, the last
Sam
thing Sam Raimi
Mendes,
did
that was like
Ash
what was the
versus-
last movie Sam Raimi did? I can't remember what it was.
The last thing he did was Ash versus the Evil Dead, which was a TV show. Which
he last
ended-
did a TV show and then
Yeah.
he just goes back into the movies and
Yeah.
it's like, this is your welcome back.
The last movie he did was Oz the Great and Powerful, which was just a studio movie. But before that, I say his last legit movie was Drag Me to Hell. But that was it. He stopped. He didn't do movies for a while. He was more of a producer more than anything. And then he did Ash vs Evil Dead, which was a great show that got canceled way too soon. And then
There
we're
are a
like,
lot
oh
of
yeah,
those.
we're gonna bring back Sam Raimi for Doctor Strange, and like, oh my god, this could be really really good. I'm just fucking done with Marvel. And like, I know that when Black Panther is going to come out, there's just going to be a lot of people getting emotional about it. They're going to be talking about how it pays tribute to Chadwick. And I'm just going to sit there and go like, I don't give a fuck. I truly
Even
do.
though you said yourself, you like Thor Love and Thunder.
I enjoyed Thor Love and Thunder. But the more I think about it now, the more frustrated I get with it. Because a lot of it, my issues with that movie is because of Gore the God Butcher. I feel like for the most part they wasted him, and that's not to say that they disrespected the character in any means or they made him out like a bitch. No, but like they didn't utilize him the way they should have, because he brings so many thematic elements into this movie that they don't use at all. Like the idea of, the gods not caring about humanity. There are a lot of philosophical questions you could ask with that character, but they don't really take it that far because they're too scared to take it that far. It felt like there was they got Christian Bale, who was a phenomenal actor, who was Patrick Bateman, who was Batman, who was just every performance he turns in, even if it's a really bad movie like Terminator Salvation, he puts in his 110%. And he put in his 110%. We don't get enough of Gore the God Butcher. We barely get enough of his character at all. We see some of it, but we don't get enough of it. It's just another Marvel movie. Before you say yes, I enjoyed Spider-Man No Way Home because Spider-Man No Way Home had a good script. It had a really good script. It wasn't just, hey, remember Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield? No, it was about this version of Spider-Man going through what Spider-Man usually goes through, which is lost, which is losing fucking everything. It wasn't concerned with, we got to set up the next big thing. It was more concerned with, how do we tell a Spider-Man story? Because that was the appeal when Steve Ditko and Stan Lee created the character, was that he was just the everyman. He was just struggling. It didn't matter the fucking grand scale of things. They needed to make sure that he was relatable. That's why the Sam Raimi movies are so beloved. That's why, for the most part, people think fondly of the Mark Webb movies, even though it's full of studio interference. They still sort of got the character of Spider-Man, and it's why people criticize the MCU interpretation of Spider-Man, was because in the first two movies, specifically the second movie, he didn't feel like Spider-Man, and now he feels like Spider-Man with No Way Home. But then before that, he had Black Widow, what was the point of Black Widow? Then you had Shang-Chi, which was fun at first, but then I forgot about it. And then the Eternals, which, what the fuck are they going to do with the Eternals? They have no plans for the Eternals. And then the rest is history. So I just don't get it. I don't get why Feige and crew didn't look at Endgame and be like, we're done here. It was the perfect ending to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And like, we got to keep going. There's more stories to tell. But you don't have to tell those stories. You truly don't. Like, leave room for the rest of us who are trying to make films that aren't fucking franchises. But money talks, I guess. I don't give a fuck anymore. Did the shit with Star Wars too. They did it with Star Wars too, and it's fucking frustrating. Let's bring Luke Skywalker back. Let's turn him into a fucking cult leader because people were pissed about The Last Jedi. Give me a fucking break, Disney.
I 100% get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I feel like Disney buying Marvel was probably the end of the original like indie style Marvel. Like they're putting quantity over quality a lot. It's like, I love She-Hulk, I love Hawkeye, I love Kate Bishop, but not every single character needs an entire like 20-hour show. I feel like they could have cut it down a little bit. Like, I feel like maybe sorry, you go.
Yeah, no, some of these shows don't need to be shows. Just make them movies. TV shows are so fucking unnecessary.
I feel like Loki, probably you could have fit that into a movie. I feel like even like Falcon and Winter Soldier, that would have been a good starter of a new Captain America movie for Bucky and Sam. And then also all of like, when the first Avengers came out, they didn't explore anyone's, like, they didn't explore Nate's backstory. They didn't explore Natasha's backstory. They didn't explore Clint's backstory. Tony only had 1-2 movies. Like, they're going way too into every single person,
Expecting us to know.
Yeah.
And
because we're not fucking mind readers.
And here's the thing, which, fuck it, I'm gonna give you guys a little history lesson, because why not? So Kevin Feige is acting like Stan Lee acted back when Marvel was a thing. Because here's the thing, a lot of the Marvel characters that we all love today weren't actually created by Stan Lee. They were created by Steve Ditko and
Jack Kirby.
Jack Kirby. Fuck, how did I forget his name? Jack Kirby. Those were the people who truly created those characters. But, you know, Stan Lee was the face of Marvel. He had to fucking, like, he was just the editor for the most part. He was the face of Marvel. But people believe so for the longest time that Stan Lee created Marvel, that it put those two in the background and he took most of the credit. That's why, like, back when the early 2000s, before now that we know what we know, it was just, characters created by Stan Lee. it wasn't Stan Lee who created Spider-Man. It wasn't Stan Lee who created Captain America. He didn't even create Captain America. Captain America wasn't even a Marvel character back in the day. Captain America came out in the 30s before Marvel was a thing. But like, it was Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko. And Feige is acting like Stan Lee. He is just hammering down and just being so authoritative of what the future of Marvel should be. The only difference is that Stan actually allowed for creative freedom for the most part and just edited things out and of course took the credit. Whereas Feige is just like, it has to be like this because this is setting up this and we have all this new lore. We have to keep to the fucking lore. Yeah. It's history repeating itself again with now it's just in movies.
The weird thing is as well, and I will say this, and I think Dani, you will probably agree with me. When fans kept on outcrying, we need more original stuff. We need more original, like written stuff and everything. Well, you got that with other things. You just didn't go and see them.
No, I agree with that because The Northman came out and that was a fucking great movie. But
It looks fantastic.
Barely anyone went to go see it. Barely anyone went to go see it, and it fucking flopped at the box office. One of the best epics, is historical epics that has been put out since like fucking Gladiator, right? And it flopped. It flopped. And then you got, movies like who the fuck is talking about Mad God, right? This stop motion animated movie. I guarantee you, fucking none of you know what I'm talking about. Mad God? No.
I think I've heard of it.
Oh, it's a stop motion animated horror movie that came out, and
Okay.
more people should be talking about it because it's by the guy who did the special effects for Star Wars and Jurassic Park, right? Phil Tippett.
Mhm.
More people should be talking about that.
A
But
fair few movies that were like originally written, like Knives Out, I very much enjoyed.
yeah, but that movie got a lot of attention was because it was by the guy that directed The Last Jedi, and The Last Jedi.
And also
is such a
the
great movie.
cast.
I
cast.
feel like I'm just like really tired. Like I used to go to the movies like every week, and I think the last time I went to the movie was like a month ago for Thor. Like I'm really tired of just
Last movie I saw was Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. I'm just tired of series and I'm tired of prequels. Like Star Wars should have ended in the early 2000s when they did the prequels. It has a beginning, it has a middle, it has an end.
I didn't see Fantastic Beasts 3. And I'm usually like, I was big Harry Potter fan. I went to see Crimes of Grindelwald when that came out. I have not seen Secrets of Dumbledore.
Like the new fucking Jurassic World movie was one of the most garbage movies I've ever seen.
Seen
it's don't waste money on a ticket.
Okay.
It was so bad. Jurassic World should have ended at Jurassic World, or Jurassic Park should have ended at the second one. Marvel, I understand why they're gonna keep on going, but I feel like the comics and the movies are very separate things. A comic book, you can go for 100 pages and it only takes an hour to read. You don't need $1 million productions that are putting smaller movies off to the side, so there's no originality in Hollywood anymore. There should be comic books, and then there should be the smaller division of movies. If I want to read about like the Young Avengers and every single thing that they do, I'll go to the comic book store. If I want to see them once in a movie, I'll go to the movie theater. It doesn't need to be every single thing from the comics transported into the movies.
It's like you can tell the hard work is there from the actors because they put everything into what they do, because that's the reason they got the role in the first place. But everything else, like creative standpoint, does seem a little like, oh yeah, you need to put this here and you need to put this there and you need to put that there, and like putting a jigsaw together really badly.
Yeah.
I feel like
because
it's just like
is turning
get what you
into the comic industry, because there are a lot of great comics that aren't based in Marvel and DC that fucking no one has heard about. And it's because Marvel and DC dominate the fucking industry so much that it leaves everything just out. And this was a thing back in the day. It's why Alan Moore always talks about how much he hates the comic industry, is because it's so oversaturated with Marvel and DC. But like, you know, we rarely hear about like indie comics, right? You have to like really, really get dig for those fucking comics, like Mouse, or like fuck it, I don't know, and like any other comics that are out there that are indie. That's why a lot of people like Japanese comics, is because they have beginning, middle, and ends, and they're consistent. Whereas Marvel and DC, they keep rebooting and rebooting and rebooting, rebooting and rebooting.
I want to point this out about one particular DC character that gets kind of like, and I think people, you can agree with me or disagree with me all you want, and I think people know what I'm going to say. There is one character that I feel does not get the spotlight they need, or that, like, because I'm scared for when they get their HBO series, and that's Constantine. The amount of times he got cancelled, but there was no explanation behind it, and his stories were good. His stories were dark the way they were supposed to be, and he was basically in the Vertigo section, which no one paid attention to.
I feel like the comic, the Marvel, or fucking English, I feel like the movies, like the movie world, is overtaking the comic books, but as it's the other way around too. Like, as someone who like reads comic books like every day, I literally fucking like have my Ant-Man thing on my desk right now. It's getting worse. The comics aren't as good as they used to be. Like early 2000s was the golden age. Now they're making comic book adaptations of the movies, and it's like, it's literally being fucking recycled. Why am I reading this? Like, they did it for Infinity War, they did it for Endgame, they're doing it for Multiverse of Madness. Every time I read it, it's no originality, it's no inspiration. It's just, here are the lines from the script of the movie, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to illustrate it and I'm going to sell it and call it art. It's not good. It's bad both ways around. The comic books are lowering in quality, and then the movies are getting a lot worse because Kevin Feige is trying to copy every single fucking thing that happens in the comic books. It's not good at all. It's frustrating.
Like, if there's one thing that I appreciated from DC over the last couple of years, which I have fucking issues with DC and Warner Brothers as well, but I just need to give them praise, was that their recent movies and projects that have been coming out have been really good and really unique and different. Like the Suicide Squad. No one knows any of those fucking characters unless you're like a fucking nerd like myself or Dani.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it was its own thing. It wasn't trying to be like, we got to set up the Justice League. James Gunn was like, no, I'm going to tell a war story and just kill everyone. And then got shit like Peacemaker, right?
Peacemaker was
so fucking good.
I haven't watched Peacemaker.
It's really good. It's about this fucking like Captain America joke of a character.
Oh, I know who Peacemaker is.
No, it's like The Boys, but without all of.
I've never seen The Boys.
And the amount of fucks they give.
The plot. It's like, it's just so like, it's its own thing. And then they got stuff like the Batman, which was his own thing, which is not connected to fucking anything. And again, I'm not saying this like, oh, DC's fucking better than Marvel, because I have fucking issues with them too. But they're just doing their own thing for the most part. They weren't trying to set up the next big thing. And I'm fucking tired of the next big thing. It's my issue with Star Wars right now, where it's like, they gotta make up for the sequel trilogy because whatever, I guess. And they sacrificed the Mandalorian and fucking Book of Boba Fett.
Oh my God. I don't even want to talk about fucking Boba Fett.
I don't bother with Star Wars anymore just because of this shit.
I didn't even finish that. I have the finale to watch. I didn't even bother.
Don't do it. You're fine. You're doing yourself a favor. But like, I'm so tired of this shit because I want to make film. I want to make movies, and that's no surprise to anyone. I want to make weird shit. But it's like, it's either going to get into streaming services or it's going to be like one of those indie movies that like gets shown in very little theaters. And it's like, well, fuck. Like the last great era for movies were the 2000s, because we didn't just have Marvel or DC. Sure, we had the Dark Knight and X-Men and Spider-Man, but we had There Will Be Blood, No Country for Old Men. We had motherfucking just great Rush Hour, for fuck's sake. That's a great fucking movie if you haven't seen that. We had so many unique movies. Not all of them are great, but there are a lot of fucking bangers in there.
Yeah.
And then right around 2012 is when that sort of stopped. It's when things started getting commercialized. We had the fucking Harry Potter saga, for fuck's sake, and those were great. The Lord of the Rings. Jesus.
Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter are two of the greatest franchises.
But like now we don't have that anymore. And that sucks because I want more things that aren't just the same old thing. I don't know. Like I said, I'm done with franchises. I'm done with that shit. I could not give a fuck about Black Panther. I know that I come across as like an asshole saying that, but like I truly don't. I truly could not give a shit. And I don't care if it's a tribute to Chadwick Boseman or not. It's a Marvel movie. I rest my goddamn case. I'll stop being negative for the rest of this.
Okay. I think like Ant-Man, I'll talk about that. Ant-Man looks really good. The trailer that was leaked, it's like fucking World War II quality, but
There was a leaked
Hey,
trailer.
You
I ha-
haven't seen that?
No.
I haven't.
The entire trailer is on YouTube right now.
I haven't.
The entire trailer. I'm not gonna spoil it because of that, but it looks really good. They're bringing in certain people that were shown in the trailer that I'm excited for. Cassie's suit, I really like. I feel like they're putting her character actually into that because she has the Converse. I feel like it's a lot more generation, like it's a lot more Zoomer than Ant-Man's suit. Like as somebody from Gen Z, I feel like Young Avengers is doing good. Like Ms. Marvel is good. She's a relatable character. They didn't make it cringy. Like it's a bunch of 30-year-olds directing how 15 and 16-year-olds talk. I thought it was going to be really bad, but it was good. I feel like the Young Avengers are going to be good because there's new directors and young directors that aren't making teenagers cringy in their movies and shows. I don't know. But Ant-Man I'm excited for because he's like my favorite Avenger and it seems like it's going to be funny. And I hope they bring in Deadpool soon too. That would be cool. But like not PG-13, like full on like sausaging people.
Fucking sausaging people?
Yeah, you don't know that?
No.
It's like when you take a sword and you just go down the body.
I respect it.
Like I want to see gore. I want to see just Deadpool.
Deadpool, yeah.
Like that whole ass pen joke that they had in the second one, that kind of shit needs to be in the new MCU Deadpool.
The title.
no.
Also, I love from the Deadpool movies. You know the title cards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
From wait, you just fucking killed her? From the guy who killed John Wick's dog?
Directed by asshats.
Produced by some guy who couldn't share the spotlight.
Written by the real superhero here, or whatever.
Written by real villains.
I hope they bring Hawkeye and Deadpool together because that's one of my favorite comic book series is Hawkeye versus Deadpool.
I liked Spidey and Deadpool.
That was also good. I'm still working on getting through that one.
Because he's made jokes towards Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds has actually made jokes pushing Spidey and Deadpool.
I feel like they're doing better with making the MCU a lot less serious. Because, like, for example, with like Hawkeye, with Clint's character, he was always very serious and brooding, and he's supposed to be like a Scott Lang. Like he's supposed to be this like funny guy, like who makes dad jokes, and they made him so depressing.
I mean, he made a couple of dad jokes. He's made a couple of dad jokes.
Hawkeye was a lot better. That's why I didn't like Hawkeye until his show, because he was always so depressing, but I feel like they made him more true to his character with just the banter between Kate and Clint, and then I don't know. It's good. Like that, like father-daughter relationship that they have came off really well. It was good.
Mm. Yeah, but with everything that's coming from Marvel at the moment, I'm see, I have mixed emotions about everything just because like it's just like, yeah, there's all this stuff to come, but it's also just like, am I gonna feel how I felt after Multiverse of Madness? Because like there's so much that was right, but there's so much that was wrong at the same time. And it's just like, am I just gonna be put through that by buying a movie ticket or just looking at my Disney Plus?
I feel like they need like one big win, and then I feel like it'll get everyone back. And like I feel like Black Panther might be that. I'm hoping it might be that because it looks like it's gonna have dedication in it. It looks like it's actually gonna have passionate writers, passionate directors. So I feel like that will hopefully be the start of the MCU coming back and having some like fucking soul in it instead of just being this like lifeless
Because
corporation.
Ryan Coogler started writing the original Black Panther 2 in 2019. COVID hit, then Chadwick unfortunately passed away, so we had to rewrite it again. So it's figuring out what he's gonna do.
Yeah, Ryan Coogler is an amazing director. I feel like because they're bringing him back, he'll still have more of that passion for the movie. So I'm hoping that'll be like the rekindling of the MCU, where it's not just shitting out like factory produced fucking movies. It's actually people who care about the films that they're making and care about the scripts that they're writing, and it's supporting the actors because all the actors in the movies have done well. It's just the scripts and the directing and the producing that's been not good.
I feel like some good people to take advice from as well about creating something amazing would be the Duffer Brothers. Because when we look at Stranger Things, legitimately, how that happened, how basically when it comes to 2017, like I think it was 2017 when it came out, was it? Or it's 2016? I can't remember.
I think it was 2016.
Like that summer of movies was not great. And then Stranger Things came along and we were all just instantly cheered up.
Yeah.
Stranger Things has been a lot more than it like was. I don't know how it was meant to be. I think it was just meant to be another one of Netflix's original shows, and then all of a sudden it changed and became this bigger thing, but they've still maintained what they were trying to do and they planned it at least.
I get what you're saying, because like season 1 of Stranger Things, it's not much more different than season 4. You still have the indie vibe. It's not a bunch of like, there is CGI, but it's still not all CGI. There's practical effects, and the actors still have that passion for what they're doing, as well as the writers. I feel like that's kind of how the MCU failed. Like you can see in Iron Man 1, you can see that everyone that was working on that film cared so much about how it turned out, and the same thing with the Avengers movie and Thor and stuff like that. And then when you fast forward to like Multiverse of Madness, it's like, did you guys like watch this before you put it out? It's just very flat. It feels very standard.
I can see Dani agreeing there.
I again, as a film person, I care so much about not just the quality of the storytelling, but how the film looks, how the film is shot. Because there's a lot of things you could tell with just an image. Like, I don't know if you guys, perfect example. Who's seen The Godfather? Okay, only one of you has seen The Godfather. But the opening scene in The Godfather establishes who Vito Corleone is. We get, this guy, right? It's a close up on him talking, right? But he isn't sort of begging and isn't scared. He's coming to him with respect, with how do I put it? Fuck it, respect for this guy, right? Not out of fear, because Vito Corleone is an intimidating character, but someone that I know that I can trust you to get this thing done, right? And he's talking about how this punk brutalized her daughter and shit like that, and he wants him dealt with. And we cut to, to Corleone's like this sort of larger than life character, right? And a lot of that is because of, Marlon Brando's performance and Ford Coppola's directing. But that scene, plus the scene in the diner when Michael Corleone takes out one of the mob bosses, right? It's like a slow pushing on his face, and we see sort of the conflict, like, should I do this? Should I not do this? Am I going to get in trouble? What the fuck's going to happen? We see how nervous he is as they hold in on his face, and then finally pop. It's like when you ignite a bomb or a firework, right? And like the sizzle is just happening, right? And you're anticipating it to explode, and then it finally does, and it's shocking. There's so many little details you could tell in film that I feel like Marvel isn't utilizing, which sucks because I read Marvel comics, and it's like, especially the older comics from like the Steve Ditko and Stan Lee days to, Todd McFarlane and Alan Moore to like the early 2000s, and it's so creative and so expressive. But then we cut to like Multiverse of Madness, and it feels so bland and boring. I'm a fucking filmmaker, I care about visual storytelling because that's what it is. It's visual storytelling, and you should use your visuals to tell a fucking story. I'll stop being negative now.
That's not being negative. That's being like literally, like when you think about it, it's being logical because you're taking it from a filmmaker's perspective. And like, I have to respect that because you've literally learned how to do this. That's the point. And you can form your own opinion by looking at it just like from your point of view, just like this could have been shot like this. This could have been done like that. And you could have like literally said, I could make a better movie. And like, you get what I mean, though. You get what I mean.
I feel like Dani could have done Multiverse of Madness better.
Well, no, here's the thing. I'm gonna correct you on that because I will not tolerate Sam Raimi slander.
Not Sam Raimi. I mean, like the writing and how it was made.
Okay, yeah, but
it's no Sam Raimi though.
I definitely could have made a better script if, Emperor Feige let me.
I feel like if you ignore all of like the shitty aspects of Multiverse of Madness, it was a good new step for the direction. It was a lot different. It was more practical effects.
Yeah.
Some of the CGI, like the fucking third eye, was really shit, but it was a good breath of fresh air. And I hope that they bring Sam Raimi back just with a good script and a good plot.
I want Sam.
Who wrote the movie? I want to see who wrote the movie.
Dude's name was.
I'm looking it up.
A lot of the good moments in the movie is because of Sam. It is because of Sam. You can disagree with me or not. I don't care. The fucking creative camera work, Sam. The violence when it was allowed to be violence, Sam. That was all Sam when he was allowed to be Sam.
It was written by Michael Waldron and Jade Bartlett. I don't know.
What did he write?
Michael Waldron sounds familiar.
Michael Waldron wrote Good Game, Rick and Morty, The Black Hole short, Heels, and Loki.
Loki makes sense. That makes Loki, a lot of sense.
Oh, sorry, these are his producer credits. Where's his writing credits?
He did write some of Loki, Untitled Star Wars project.
Rick and Morty, he wrote an episode.
He wrote an Avengers short for, it looks like Ant-Man, probably. And another short movie.
Yeah. He hasn't got a lot of writing credits.
Right, so let's look at Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi is also a writer. Sam Raimi wrote, let me go back all the way down to the first Evil Dead movie, Evil Dead 2, Darkman. Watch Darkman if you haven't seen Darkman. It's so fucking good. Army of Darkness. So he wrote all the Evil Dead movies. he didn't. I don't. He didn't write the Spider-Man movies though. Spider-Man, the first script, Spider-Man script was done by David Koepp, and Spider-Man 2 was done by what was his name? Sergeant something. I'm looking this up right now on fucking.
Also,
Also,
we're all looking this up.
I looked up the co-director, it seems like, and she literally has like 2 other credits other than Multiverse of Madness.
Spider-Man 2 was written by Alvin Sargent was the screenplay writer. And Alvin Sargent wrote stuff like Ordinary People, Paper Moon, so like a lot of, smaller indie movies before he passed away. What about Bob? Like Goofy movie.
I just realized the person who directed Michael Waldron has a credit on his IMDb called Untitled Star Wars Kevin Feige Project, and I think that's actually the worst thing I've ever heard.
That gives me anxiety.
Yeah, Kevin Feige is like, he's like the fucking Illuminati. It's just, he's everywhere. That's scary. I would not be mad if Kevin Feige got fired from Marvel. I would not be shedding any tears.
Okay. From what I just found. All right.
This is already a long ass fucking video.
Yeah.
It's gonna good luck, Wade.
Yeah, can we wrap it up soon, please?
I could just say no, but we'll keep.
I could just stop recording.
Wade could just
That
cut
is
all
also
of this
true.
out.
Yeah.
Wade
I
is
just
gonna
wanted
cut
to look
out
up
like
something. Just because
90%.
Scott Derrickson does have a credit in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I don't know. I
He has
feel
an
like
executive producer credit, apparently, according to IMDb.
one thing I do want is they said that fucking Scott Lang has a podcast, and I need that out.
I need the
Right
podcast.
now.
I do.
I need an Ant-Man podcast, like immediately, right now. Give it to me on iTunes. I need it.
I feel like 90% of the shit that I said is gonna get cut out. Cause it's like Danny's complaining again.
Oh, I'm making a Dani is complaining.
Yes!
I'm making a compilation of Danny's rants.
I was just about to
For
say,
a
add a
fact.
complaining counter. Wait.
Anyway, I think it would be best to wrap up, but all of our thoughts are basically we want to see something new.
Something with soul.
Something was
Anything.
that movie also sucks. I will die on this hill.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I'm done with Marvel. I don't give a fuck. I'm done. For the most part, I'm done with Star Wars too. Like, I could not give a fuck. Really.
Marvel's the one franchise I have hope for because there are new people coming in and I feel like it could get better. But very thin ice. I mean, the comics I'll always love, but the MCU is on thin ice for me.
It's on thin ice, but I feel like I'm hyping Stranger Things more than Marvel. And Stranger Things has only had like 4 seasons compared to Marvel's 10 years.
Watch
Yeah.
The Northman, you fucking heathens.
I hope Marvel gets
I'm
better
gonna-
because my entire room is
I do
dedicated
watch
to it.
other films, Dani.
And then,
Like I
thank
have.
God for A24. Am I right, guys? Am I right?
All right, I can see Wade glaring at all of us. So
I'm
let's
just-
wrap this up.
Yeah.
Wade is like, oh God, I am fucked today.
Wade has said 2 words in the
Maybe
last
you
half an
should-
hour.
Work
thi-
on
I-
them a little bit every day. I do tell you this.
I was really excited to have 5 straight days where I didn't have to do shit. But I don't think that's gonna happen anymore. Thanks a lot, you fucks.
I feel like we pissed Wade off.
Don't kill
my God.
anyone, please, in D&D.
I
I
mean,
mean,
here's the thing. I already
Right.
have.
Rocks
Oh
fall.
shit.
Rocks fall. Everyone dies.
You guys were texting
I've
in
already
the group
died.
chat.
Don't.
Wade texted, oh shit, something happened in the group chat. And I was like, oh, okay. And then no one said what it was.
Yeah, that's true. I killed
said
Cassandra.
press F in the chat.
Cassandra's dead.
No, he didn't just kill her. He killed her times 10.
I stabbed her through the heart and she turned to ash and dust.
Bitch got lit on fire and died.
And she didn't get.
Spy. Oh my god.
I cried.
Bitch got yeeted, deleted.
Oh
Control
my
Alt
God.
Delete.
Control Alt Delete.
Wait.
Anyway,
Oh my god.
wrap it up. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more Blue Minds content, I'm not going through the unsubscribe thing because Wade will get too pissed off.
Through the what
So,
thing? The
my usual thing. How I end the videos.
Oh, that thing.
I'm not going to do it because I'll save you time on editing a little bit. And plus, I've not got the breath to do it. So thank you very much, Dani. Thank you very much, Dani. Thank you very much, Wade. Thank you very much, me. And we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Peace out, motherfuckers.